You walk out to your garden, the sun is warm, your squash plants are loaded, and then you see it. A dusting of white, like someone spilled flour all over the leaves. Powdery mildew. It's the late summer gardener's nightmare, threatening to shut down your harvest just when your plants are finally hitting their stride. But don't despair. Today, I'm going to show you a simple organic spray you can mix up in minutes that will stop this fungal menace in its tracks. Save your precious squash, pumpkins, and cucumbers, and extend your harvest by weeks, even months. Trust me, I've been there, and this works. That telltale white film isn't just unsightly, it's a rapidly spreading fungal disease that can quickly devastate your cucurbit crops. You'll usually spot it first as small, circular, powdery white spots on the upper surfaces of older leaves. As it progresses, these spots grow larger, merge together, and spread to stems, leaf undersides, and even the fruit itself. The leaves eventually turn yellow, then brown, become brittle, and die prematurely. This isn't just cosmetic damage, it chokes off the plant's ability to photosynthesize, leaving your fruits stunted, bland, or even preventing them from maturing at all. I remember one year, I lost an entire bed of zucchini in late August because I didn't act fast enough. It was a tough lesson, but it taught me the importance of early detection and rapid response. So, what exactly is this white menace? It's caused by several species of fungi, primarily Podosphera xanthii and Unlike many other fungal diseases, powdery mildew doesn't need standing water to germinate. In fact, it thrives in conditions that often surprise new gardeners: warm, humid days followed by cool nights. Especially when air circulation is poor. Think of those late summer mornings with heavy dew. That's prime time for powdery mildew spores to take hold. The spores are carried by wind, splashed by water droplets, and can even hitch a ride on garden tools or your clothing. They germinate on dry leaf surfaces, penetrate the plant cells, and then quickly produce more spores, leading to that characteristic powdery appearance. Your plants, after months of producing fruit, are often a bit stressed and more susceptible in late summer, making them easy targets. Now, let's talk about fighting back. The good news is, you don't need harsh chemicals. My go-to solution is a simple, organic spray that uses ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. We're going to make a milk-based fungicide. Yes, milk. The proteins in milk, when exposed to sunlight, create free radicals that are toxic to the fungal spores. It's surprisingly effective. Here's the recipe. For a standard 1-gallon sprayer, you'll need 1 cup of milk. I prefer skim milk because it has less fat, which can sometimes leave a residue. But any type will work in a pinch. 9 cups of water. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. This isn't just for baking, it raises the pH on the leaf surface, making it less hospitable for the fungus. A few drops of mild liquid dish soap, about 1/4 teaspoon. This acts as a surfactant, helping the spray stick to the leaves and spread evenly. Combine the milk and water in your sprayer. Stir well. Then add the baking soda and dish soap. Give it another good shake to ensure everything is thoroughly mixed. That's it. You've got a powerful, organic fungicide ready to go. Application is key. You want to spray your affected plants thoroughly, covering both the top and, crucially, the undersides of the leaves. Powdery mildew often starts on the underside, and if you miss it there, you're only doing half the job. The best time to spray is in the early morning, after the dew is dried, but before the sun gets too intense. Spraying in the middle of a hot, sunny day can sometimes lead to leaf burn, especially with the milk solution. Aim for full coverage, almost to the point of dripping. Repeat this treatment every 5 to 7 days, or after any significant rain, until the mildew is under control. Consistency is vital here. Don't spray once and expect miracles. This is a battle you win with persistence. Beyond the spray, cultural practices play a huge role in preventing and controlling powdery mildew. Think of it as creating an environment where the fungus simply can't thrive. First up, air circulation. Squash, pumpkins, and cucumbers are notorious for their sprawling growth habits. Dense foliage creates a humid, stagnant microclimate that powdery mildew loves. So, give your plants room to breathe. When you're planting, ensure adequate spacing. For bush varieties, aim for at least 3 feet between plants. For vining types, give them 4 to 6 feet, or train them up a trellis to get them off the ground. If your plants are already established and getting crowded, don't be afraid to prune. Remove some of the older, lower leaves, especially those showing signs of mildew. Focus on opening up the center of the plant. Just be careful not to remove too much foliage, as the leaves are essential for photosynthesis and protecting developing fruits from sunscald. I usually remove no more than about 20% of the total foliage at any one time. Next, let's talk about watering. While powdery mildew doesn't need wet leaves to germinate, overhead watering can still contribute to its spread by splashing spores around. Always water deeply at the base of your plants, directly into the soil. Drip irrigation or soaker hoses are ideal. If you must use overhead sprinklers, do it in the early morning so the leaves have plenty of time to dry before evening. This helps reduce overall humidity around the plants. Sunlight is another factor. Cucurbits love full sun, typically 6 to 8 hours a day. Strong sunlight can actually inhibit the development of powdery mildew. However, in very hot climates, like USDA zones 8 to 10, afternoon shade can sometimes reduce plant stress, which in turn can make them less susceptible to disease. It's a delicate balance. Observe your plants. If they're wilting in the afternoon heat, a little shade cloth might help. Proper fertility also strengthens your plant's natural defenses. Avoid over-fertilizing with nitrogen, which can promote lush, tender growth that's more vulnerable to disease. Instead, focus on a balanced fertilizer, or even better, enrich your soil with plenty of compost. A healthy soil microbiome supports robust plant growth. I also like to give my plants a boost with compost tea every few weeks. It's packed with beneficial microbes and nutrients that really seem to give them an edge against pests and diseases. Just steep some good quality compost in water for 24 to 48 hours, strain, and use it to water your plants or as a foliar spray. When you're planning your garden, consider planting resistant varieties. Many seed companies now offer squash, pumpkin, and cucumber varieties bred for powdery mildew resistance. Look for names like Bush Delicata PMR, powdery mildew resistant, for squash, Success PM zucchini, or Suyo Long cucumber. While not 100% immune, these varieties will give you a significant advantage, especially in areas where powdery mildew is a perennial problem. It's a simple choice that can save you a lot of headache later in the season. And finally, good garden sanitation is crucial. As soon as you see an infected leaf, prune it off and dispose of it away from your garden. Don't compost heavily infected material, as the spores can survive and reinfect next season. At the end of the season, remove all plant debris from your cucurbit beds. This helps break the disease cycle. Now, let's talk timing. When should you expect this unwelcome guest, and when should you start your preventative treatments? For most gardeners in USDA zones 5 to 9, powdery mildew typically makes its appearance in late July through September. In warmer zones, like 8 to 10, with higher summer humidity or frequent rain, you might see it as early as June. The critical window for prevention starts mid-season, usually around the time your plants begin to set fruit heavily. Don't wait until you see the white spots. Start your milk spray program every 7 to 10 days as a preventative measure. Once you see symptoms, switch to a weekly application. Or even every 5 days if the infestation is severe and conditions are ripe for spread. Remember, treating it early is far easier than trying to eradicate a full-blown outbreak. By staying on top of it, you can easily extend your harvest by 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes even more. Getting those last delicious fruits before the first hard frost. I've seen many gardeners, myself included in my early days, make some common mistakes when dealing with powdery mildew. Let's make sure you avoid them. The first and biggest mistake is ignoring the early signs. It's easy to dismiss a few small white spots, thinking it's just a little bit, it'll be fine. but powdery mildew spreads incredibly fast. What starts as a few spots can engulf an entire plant in just a week or two. Act immediately. The second mistake is spraying in full sun. As I mentioned, the milk solution can cause leaf burn if applied when the sun is intense. Always spray in the early morning or late evening. Mistake number 3, not spraying the undersides of the leaves. This is where the fungus often starts and hides. If you only hit the top, you're missing half the problem. Be thorough. Fourth, inconsistency. A single application won't cure the problem. You need to commit to a regular spraying schedule until the threat has passed. Fifth, over-fertilizing with nitrogen. Too much nitrogen encourages soft, leafy growth that's more susceptible. Focus on balanced feeding, especially as plants mature. And finally, neglecting air circulation. Crowded plants are an open invitation for powdery mildew. Prune those plants. Here's an insider tip that experienced growers often use but isn't always in the gardening books: companion planting for disease management. While not a direct cure, planting certain herbs nearby can subtly improve the microclimate and plant health. Chives, for instance, are believed to have some antifungal properties and can deter certain pests, indirectly reducing plant stress. More importantly, consider how taller plants or trellised crops can affect airflow. If you have tall corn or sunflowers, ensure they aren't completely blocking morning sun or air movement to your cucurbits. Conversely, if you have a very open, windy spot, a taller companion plant can offer a slight windbreak, reducing stress on your squash leaves. It's all about creating a balanced ecosystem that supports your plants. So, don't let powdery mildew steal your late-season harvest. With a little vigilance, a simple homemade spray, and some smart gardening practices, you can keep your squash, pumpkins, and cucumbers healthy and productive right up until the frost. Those vibrant, delicious fruits are worth the effort. If you found this guide helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow and reach more gardeners like you. And I want to hear from you: what USDA zone are you gardening in? And what's your go-to organic trick for battling powdery mildew? Share your wisdom in the comments below. And if you want to keep your garden thriving all season long, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Next week, we're diving into how to identify and conquer the dreaded squash vine borer. Another late-season nemesis that can wipe out your plants overnight. You won't want to miss it. Happy gardening, everyone!